So, after being unemployed for almost 6 months at this point, I have decided to turn my old passion and hobby into something that can potentially make me money. So, I am going to try and do freelance photography again. So, let me explain what I mean and what my plan is. And sorry that this is like a different lighting than I usually have. It's the middle of the day right now, but it is raining so badly outside. Like it's a huge storm that's happening and it's like everything is overcast. So I have this like additional lighting in my office to try to bring some light because I usually just film right in front of the window and that's usually good. But today it's so overcast that I'm like, oh, I need more lights. So that's why everything looks super moody today. So let's go back to when I first got introduced to photography. It was back when I was in college, which, if you can believe it, was over 10 years ago, which is crazy to think. But yes, so my freshman year of college, I volunteered for the school's yearbook, I think. Yes, for the yearbook, unpaid position. And I had that unpaid position for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year. And then when I became a junior, I was the like staff, like head photographer for the yearbook, no, newspaper. Sorry. I ended up working for both of them, so I get them confused. But my junior year, I think I was the lead photographer for the newspaper, and then my senior year I was the head photographer for both the newspaper and yearbook. So that is how I got introduced to photography. And back when I was in school, like I was someone who was at every single event, and trust me, I was not a partier. Even now I'm not a partier. I like being in the house. Okay, I'm a homebody. Even back then I was a homebody, but I was still at every single event because I had to be, because I was a photographer. So I was the girl who was always walking around campus with a camera, and then my like camera backpack, just going everywhere that I needed to take photos around the school for every event. So like the theater plays, sporting events, homecoming, like everything. I was at like every event pretty much, and I loved it. I'm actually like, other people have said that they assume that I was extroverted. I'm not. I'm actually very introverted, and I think that's one of the reasons why I loved event photography, because you don't have to interact with people to do event photography. For the most part, you're just like being a creeper and like being nosy and watching people and just taking pictures and getting like these candid moments, so you don't have to be like super interactive with people. Um, yeah. But yes, I really liked event photography, and that's where I was introduced to it, is at college. But yes, I loved being a photographer. Like I said, I was a photographer all 4 years on campus, and I loved it. But then everything changed when I graduated. Life happened. I no longer lived on a college campus. And when I graduated, all of those like built-in opportunities to be a photographer went away. And so I stopped using my camera as much for photography. Actually, that was when I graduated. That is when I started my YouTube channel. So I started using it for videography, but not really for photography. And over the years, like I just started using my camera for photography less and less, because I didn't have really like opportunities to be a photographer anymore. So fast forward to today. Laid off, have been laid off for months, been applying for job for months. I've had lots of interviews at this point, but no job offers. And I'm just trying to like figure out what is about to happen. Trying to figure out what's happening next. And I guess I've gotten to the point where instead of waiting for someone else to give me an opportunity, I'm trying to find other ways that I can create my own opportunities. And recently I did some maternity pictures for some friends. So they're having their first baby, which is really exciting. And they had the baby shower, and I went to the baby shower, but I'm like, I am broke. Like I cannot get them a gift. And like they had a registry and everything. And I'm just like, I can't. So I'm trying to think of like other things I can give them. And then I'm like, oh, I can take pictures of them for their maternity like maternity pictures. So I offered to take their pictures. They said yes. They were really excited and really grateful for it. And I met up with them. We did the whole session together. And after taking the pictures, I'm editing them and everything. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, what if I did photography again? And not just as like favors for friends and family, but what if I became an actual photographer again and started getting paid again and was able to build up clientele? Like, what could happen? Which brings me to the question of, well, why am I not doing this? Like, why am I not doing something that I'm passionate about? I enjoy doing it, I'm skilled at it, and it has the possibility to make money. And it's like the worst case scenario is I don't make a lot of money doing something that I enjoy, but the best case scenario is I actually make a lot of money doing something that I love. So I want to give it a shot. Speaking of getting back into photography, I knew one thing I needed to do was create a professional online presence. That's where today's sponsor, Hostinger, comes in. Hostinger's website builder feature allows you to quickly and easily build a website. You can either describe the website you want, and then AI will build it for you, or you can choose from their already designed templates. And they have plenty of categories to choose from, like portfolios, landing pages, e commerce, or blogs. After you select a category, choose your template, and from there, you can drag and drop in whatever content you want. You can add images, embed code or forms, and you can customize the design of fonts, colors, and buttons. And just like that, you'll have a complete website. It'll be mobile responsive, it'll look professional, and you can customize everything. So, whether you want to start a blog, showcase your portfolio, or even launch a side business while you're figuring out your next career move, Ostinger makes it incredibly easy just to start. They have multiple pricing options, with the business plan being their most popular. And right now, if you sign up for the business plan for 48 months, it's only $3.79 a month. So, in comparison, if you do just the 1 month option, it'll cost $13.99 a month. So, it's cheaper per month to just have the longer subscription. With this business plan, you can get access to all of their AI tools like the website builder, their image generator, and more. You'll also have access to e commerce features to let you sell products online without facing any additional transaction fees. And when you check out, use the code Life and Numbers to receive 10% off. Thank you, Hostinger, for sponsoring today's video. So, here's my plan for launching this freelance photography business. First of all, I'm only going to focus on two forms of photography. So, one will be events, because that's what I enjoy the most. And another is family photography, because there's families everywhere, and all families have these like built-in milestones. When couples have a baby, they want to do maternity pictures, they want to do newborn pictures. People want family or like holiday pictures. People want graduation pictures. Like, there's all of these just built-in moments in people's lives where they typically want to document those moments, and they want to document them with photos and videos. So those are the areas that I want to focus on. And I'm also going to update my portfolio. So I'm going to have some of my like best examples from my older work from college, but then I also want to do some like the maternity pictures that I did and other practice photos with friends and families to show the type of work that I can do now, because I don't just want to focus on the stuff that's in the past. Like, I got to show what I can do today as well. Now, pricing can be hard. Honestly, pricing is something that I've always struggled with, but I did some research around like local photographers in my area just to see what they were charging. So seeing what they were charging for events, corporate events, things like that, and then also what they were charging for family photos, maternity photos, headshots, photos with like just couples or couples and children, like seeing all these different variations of different types of photography and what they were charging. So now I have a better idea of what to charge. I don't want to undervalue myself, because I do think that I produce quality work, and I do, I have my own portfolio. I've been a photographer for well over 10 years. Oh, wow. It's just crazy. But yes, like well over 10 years. But it hasn't been like super consistent, and I haven't always been like really active with it. So I also don't want to price myself the same way of someone who has been a full-time photographer for 10, 20 years or something like that. For equipment, I am fortunate enough to already have a lot of great equipment. The camera that I'm shooting on right now, that is what I do like my sit down YouTube videos with. I do that for videography, but it's also an excellent photography camera as well. And I currently have 3 different lenses. I have the lens that I'm shooting on right now, which is a 24-70 G Master lens. If you know, you know, price tag wise. And hold on, I also have these 2 lenses. I shoot Sony, by the way. So this one is my 50mm lens G Master, and then this is my 24mm G Master lens. I'm actually trying to sell one of these. I think I want to sell the 24mm. This is like a $1,400 camera. And if you saw my video from a few months ago about my decluttering series, I still have not sold this lens. And it's because people want to buy it for like $200. And that, like I said, it's a $1,400 camera. So no, I'm not selling it for $200. So I'm just waiting to find like the right buyer for it. If you are interested in buying it and you're serious about it, let me know. But yeah, for the meantime, until it's sold, I'll just be using it for photography and videography. But I will say, you don't have to have all this really expensive equipment in order to be a good photographer. If you understand the basics of photography enough, you can get like really good images with a more basic camera. It's just once you've mastered that camera, then you want to start to upgrade to a nicer camera. And like I said, I've been a photographer for over 10 years at this point. So I've mastered like the basic cameras, and that's why I have this Big Daddy camera right here that I'm shooting on. But really, you need to understand lighting, you need to understand composition, and really like learn your camera, because photography is like, to me, photography is a mixture of both art and science. That art aspect can be taught, but not everybody is really gonna like get the hang of it artistically. But the science part, as long as you're willing to learn, I do think that most people can understand the science part of photography. So if you can understand that, then you don't need the super expensive high quality cameras, and you can just start where you're at. So for me, I think the biggest issue is going to be marketing. So that's going to be really, really critical for me. Outside of the website that I'm building with Hostinger, I'm also going to rely on word of mouth. So family and friends, letting them know like, hey, I'm a photographer again. So if you need anything, let me know. And then also using like social media as well. So here is what I am learning in this season of waiting and during this whole unemployment journey. Sometimes waiting for the perfect opportunity can really just be like another form of procrastination. So sometimes I'm gonna have to do things that I don't want to do. Sometimes I'm gonna have to do things that make me uncomfortable. Sometimes I'm gonna have to just bet on myself and take a chance. And so with restarting photography, it's not just about making money, even though that's, you know, it's definitely important right now. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely important, but it's not just about making money for me. It's also a chance to do something that I have honestly missed. And yeah, doing something that I like to do and just haven't had an opportunity to do it in a really long time. So there's definitely people who turn photography into a full-time business, and I don't know if I'll ever get to that point or not. But if that does happen, that'll be cool. Or if this just turns out to be, you know, a profitable side hustle for whenever I do get a 9-to-5 job again, I'm still excited about the opportunity to do something like this again and see what happens. I'm still excited about the opportunity to try and take a little more control over my situation versus just sitting here waiting for something to happen for me. So if you're thinking about starting your own side hustle or getting back into something that you used to be really passionate about, I hope this video helped you to kind of take that first step. And as always, y'all know that I'll keep you updated and let y'all know as things happen and whenever I get my first set of clients. So thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'd love to hear in the comments if there's any like old passions that you have that you think could be turned into a side hustle. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it to someone so that they can enjoy the video too. And also make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any videos in the future. And I will see you next time.